Slipknot's sound is, to me, the most unique thing about the band. You have 9 guys playing rock music, but they have a sampler, they have a DJ. Things like the keyboards and Craig the sampler, they add so many elements that their peers don't have.
The kegs and the percussion and everything adds like almost like this jackhammer action, almost like a churning that just kind of sits in the background, you know. It's become this pulsing, aggravated heartbeat that kind of runs through the middle of all the riffs and all the crazy stuff that I'm saying, and it kind of keeps all the elements together. We were able to really kind of capture that and take it as far as we could.
It'll start with one of us usually with an arrangement, and then it'll just evolve from there until everybody can get to the point where it makes sense. Sometimes Jay and I will do jams in studios, clown drum cadences where you can get like guitar ideas and more rhythmic sounding stuff to layer. Sid or maybe even Craig, they add something to it. It's just like, whoa, that just took it to a whole nother level.
They kind of came out around the same time as nu metal and kind of got badged in there, but they were so far away from that. I mean, Slipknot sound is thunderous cacophony of noise that when it hits you, it's like something that you've never had before.
They created a fan base that spreads way beyond any genre of music, any style of music, any one record, any one song. It's about a lifestyle and it's about a culture. It's just crazy to me as a manager to see the magnitude of that all around the world. Whether I go to Japan or Mexico City or Lima, Peru or Taiwan, that culture's there.
In a lot of ways, we're bigger than we've ever been. It's got us in this weird state of like, what is happening? You know, especially in the state of the way music is now. Nobody really sounds like us, especially nobody massive. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or the fact that we've gotten better or what, but our fan base has cemented itself and grown We walk out on stage and it's just rammed. I mean, it is absolutely jammed-packed full of people. We still look at each other and go, what is happening, you know? So yeah, I mean, we're completely blown away by it.
The appeal of our band, I couldn't begin to tell you. The combination of the players, if it's dumb luck, if it's the amount of work we put in over the past 20 years, you know, it's important to evolve and not repeat yourself. Keep the evolution going.
Slipknot's appeal is now a mass appeal. What started off as a really small, aggressive musical style that I think a lot of people didn't understand is now something that's globally understood by people that aren't metal fans. Appeal just spreads because it's more than the music. It is a lifestyle.
I know it's been a minute, but are you happy to have Slipknot back in your fucking beautiful city, goddamn?
They've always had ambition. And when I first met with Clown, he was like, I'm gonna be the biggest band in the world with the least amount of compromise. I'm gonna build a drum kit that goes 15 feet in the air and flips upside down. To me, that was crazy at that time, but an hour into the meeting with him, talking like that, in my mind, I was like, they're gonna do it. They're gonna be that band that is heavy and aggressive and uncompromising, but appeal to everybody. A lot of that was Clown's vision or the band's vision from early on. They always knew what they wanted to do. And quickly after that, they're on the cover of NME. They played on K-Rock Radio, which is the big alternative radio station in Los Angeles. So that appeal just went immediately from being underground, aggressive culture that no one understood to being this mass culture that all of a sudden is accepted by all these other groups of people.
We were looked down upon from day one because we were a metal band. Like, not only a metal band, but, I mean, do the math, dude. Metal band with 9 members in masks and coveralls who didn't tell people our names. All we did was just go out and shred. We were faster than every band that was really out at the time. We smelled horrible. There was no real appealing element to us, and yet we captured the imagination of an entire generation. The disdain came very quickly, you know, not only from our peers, who have then kind of come around, but from the industry in general. In the wake of 9/11, we really kind of had all the rugs yanked out from under us. We kind of almost had to kind of start over because everyone became super sensitive, and we were kind of like the poster children for what was wrong with the country and whatnot. And yet we were still where we were. The rallying cry is that we've had no respect. Every year we put out an album, there is a piece somewhere in the pop world which goes, well, this band Slipknot's gonna be putting out an album, but next week there's going to be, and of course there's the inevitable, we go #1, and they're like, well, that was a fluke. And I was like, oh, you wanna tell the other 2 albums before that it was a fluke, you jackass? We will probably never get the kind of recognition that a lot of, I'll say it, lesser bands get. And we're okay with that.
Slipknot has nothing to prove to anybody but ourselves. And because of that, I think, you know, our lovely culture really trusts us. We haven't changed. I mean, yeah, our shells have changed. We have changed. Our philosophies haven't changed. Our music hasn't changed. I mean, we're really blessed in this life to be able to have stumbled across music.
Thank you so much, my friends. We love you. Thank you so much for coming out. Take it easy. Good night.
Playing by the rules is something that, we've always gone against. And it's weird because, as society kind of evolves, the rules change.
We've never played by the rules, man. That was evident from the second we put out Iowa. Everybody was expecting this soft, fluffy sophomore effort, Like, this is where we capitalize on all the success from the first album, and we just went, and just said, we're not gonna play by your rules. You're either with us or against us. We're gonna do things our way, making decisions based on our heart, not based on this.
Some of my favorite bands were, bands like the Beatles, and I used to, be absolutely obsessed by it. And I remember in an interview, it was Sir Paul McCartney said at the end of the day, their message was love. And that's heavy. That's a heavy thing, and it made me think, well, what is ours? You know what I mean? Like, what are we trying to say?
I don't like holding people over the coals anymore for lessons. I figure everybody's big boys and girls now, and I've tried to help people with what I've thought is true. I've had to evolve, I've had to learn, but that doesn't change the fact I'm still gonna be an asshole, I'm still gonna do what I want. This is all meant to be now. It's very fun. We broke the rules and they got rid of them, That's good for Slipknot. That's good.
People